What up? This is Rashid Davis, former Chicago Bear wide receiver. Yeah, that guy. And you're rocking with the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast, where they think they know everything, but they don't know jack.
Yo. Got James Palooza from the Law Podcast here. Yo. Got James Palooza from the Law Podcast here. And you guys are tuned in to the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast, where they think they know everything, but they don't really know shit.
We are back from an extended vacation, and yes, your boy T Nick has made a step closer to jumping out of the window. That means I got engaged when I went down to New Orleans. Don't clap. Clap after, the marriage. Then clap. But don't clap right now. We still got a long road to go. But it's good to be back. We got some great shows lined up. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Preseason is about to start. I'm excited as hell. I know everybody is. Everybody's excited about Justin Fields, what he could bring to the Bears. Super exciting. What's not exciting though is the Bulls just died a terrible death. I don't know if we even going to talk about it, but before anything else, let me bring in my all-star team. First, we have the super producer, Tanya.
What up? See, what up? Look,
what's up, Tanya? What's that shirt you got on there?
It's there. I mean, hey, it's there.
You got on that drip. That podcast drip, baby.
I got it.
Okay, all right. Let me bring in.
It's soft.
It's soft. You like it, huh? It's stretchy. Yeah. Let me bring in my man, the human Wikipedia, who knows everything and absolutely nothing at the same goddamn time.
What's good? What's good, everybody? What's happening?
What's good, man?
Man, it's good to be back, man. You said don't congratulate you, but I got some pointers.
What you got, man? What you got?
I got some pointers. I've been in the game for a minute, man. You know what? Just let her know. Just find out, I guess, a day before the wedding, get a fresh shave. That's what my wife did. I don't need to be involved in anything. Just tell me when to show up, what day it is. Tell me the day before, and I'll be there.
Right. I hear you. Okay. Hey, that's good advice. Shit, I don't want to take part in nothing. I just want to show up and just smile and just be happy.
That's what's up, man.
Let's bring in my man who's really not from Chicago, but for all intents and purposes, we gonna pretend like he is, but he really ain't. Big Will.
What's happening?
Big Will, what up with you?
I got my own. I got pointers for you too, T.
You got. Give me one. Give me one.
The main one is that shirt you rocking right now.
Uh-huh.
Show everybody. It's absolutely wrong. You see the two married men right there? You see the two married men? We're shaking our heads. No, you could. That's not right.
That's a single man shirt.
Yeah, you can get that shirt. That shirt you burned.
Hey, well, you know what? This shirt is going to remain. This shirt is going to remain. I hope you watched them, Lisette. I'm just playing.
Right. See,
let me bring in the last piece of the All-Star puzzle. My man who knows every single stat from every single team since the 90s. JB.
Hey.
JB, what up, man?
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back.
How you feel,
Hey,
bro?
B, what's good?
Man, I didn't know what to do with myself last Tuesday, man. I was lost. No show, no pod, no Voltron. Hey. But I wanted to show something too. I also got that.
You got that drip. Okay, you got that drip, baby.
Yeah.
That's Chicago Clubhouse Podcast drip.
I know.
J.I., where's yours at? Big Wheel?
Man, I'm about to ask you. Man, listen. Give me some Amazon or something. Come over here and drop me off. I know you don't really mess with the tease Will about not being from the city. But you come down, you come over south. He don't even know. Nope. He say, nope, man. Nope. I'm trying to get married. It's not safe over there.
Yeah, man.
He's probably safer around you than he is in his neighborhood.
Listen, he's coming with me. He come and hang out with me. Just tell him who you coming to see. Boom, that's your pass. I'm the Pope over here.
You the Pope over there, huh?
Yes.
Be like, hey, I'm going to see J.I. They gonna be, who the fuck? Who is that?
Okay. Hey. But I mean, he know he will be stopped and asked and frisked.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Oh, thank you, Miss Sanders. Appreciate you, Miss Sanders. Yeah, I'll take half of that. Congratulations now, and then half later.
Hey man, you better stop playing, bro. You better stop playing.
Well, I mean, what? She might kick me out on my ass.
Okay,
right now.
All right, she might set all this shit down real quick.
She might put me out right
we
now.
Gotta talk real quick.
Gotta hope she's not watching.
Right.
Those are the words you don't want to hear.
You don't want to hear. You always want to. That's another rule. You always want to initiate the conversation.
Yeah, we need
initiate the conversation. You never want to have the conversation brought to you.
Never want a conversation brought to me.
You never want the conversation brought to you. You should always initiate the conversations.
Man, it sounds like a lot of rules, man. Hold on.
It is. Hey, next week I'll be promoting my book, How to Get It Done Forever.
I ain't mad at you because shoot, rules of engagement seem hard, man.
Man, I'm telling you. Shoot.
Man, I'll be all right. Appreciate y'all though, man. What'd you say, SP?
Did you hear me?
What'd you say?
Keep God first. That's the only rule you need.
Okay.
Amen. Amen. Praise the Lord. Get your ass over here.
Uh-oh. Look at that message. It just got real.
I was just kidding. I was just kidding. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Jesus. Praise the Lord.
I'm watching you.
Hey, so our
Isla said.
Isla said. Hi, baby. I was just playing.
Yeah.
Love you.
Come here. She like, I'm shutting all this shit down.
Hey, so our big guest is here right now. And man, this dude, man. I love this guy, man. He's naturally funny. But I mean, he's super funny. He took a break for a while. But let's bring him in here, man. I'm sure he has a story to tell, and we'd love to hear it. So let me introduce Shawn Morgan. Playboy.
Ooh, Shawn Mo.
I'm sorry, I'm doing a lot. I'm like living and talking. I'm doing everything at one time.
That's what's up.
Because you're multitask, right?
I'm trying to. I'm trying to.
Shawn.
Say what? What happened now?
We got you, boo.
Okay, now I'm here. I'm here. Perfect. Boom. Okay, which way? Slide that way. Boom.
Awesome.
Got it.
All right.
Chitown bred. Chitown bred.
He traded us in.
Who traded y'all in? I'm still Chitown bred. What?
Still Chitown bred all
you need
day.
to look at all my clips and see what I represent. I ain't seen you represent nothing.
Oh, don't jump me. Don't.
You the one jumped in and talked about what I didn't represent, what I represent. Don't do me. I say South Side of Chicago on everything I've ever done.
Outside.
That's the Battle of Vincennes. Hey, Morgan Park got right on Simeon right out the gate.
Man.
Yeah, I went to school in Morgan Park.
What are you talking about,
Mustang,
Simeon? What you doing?
Right.
We called
Vincennes.
I saw that. Yeah, it was like,
Hey, it is time for us to say goodbye to the super producer. Goodbye, super producer. Peace out.
Yeah.
See y'all later.
Yeah, got fired.
Get off the stream.
Look, yeah, she got fired. Look, we got a whole person fired today. Talk about I'm not from no Chicago.
You starting already, Shawn.
Talk about I ain't from no Chicago. Shoot. I'm definitely from him. No question. So I think people, I'm trying to do this where people can hear you and see you. Because I thought it was going to come through everybody's. Aren't y'all doing it live on Instagram too?
No, it's not on Instagram.
No,
that's what she posted. That's what she had me post. So I was thinking it was just gonna pop up on our Instagram. So now it's like just me on here and not y'all. So whatever.
Well, people pay the big money to see you anyway, Shawn. They can just hear our voices.
Look, they ain't coming to see me. They ain't coming to see me, Otis.
Of course, people came to see you, man. Of course, people came to see you, bro.
Well,
so what's good, man? Talk about a little something. It's been a long time since them ski trips.
A long time, man. The streets want you back, Shawn. Where you been, baby?
Listen, I'm slowly but surely trying to make this comeback. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not officially back. I'm just kind of I pop up in spots, you know, and do what I do for a couple minutes, and then I kind of rotate. So that's where we are with it. But it's nothing official. I'm still really feeling out if I am coming back, honestly. So this is just like, that's why I posted. I said, am I number 45 Jordan or am I the Wizards Jordan? Because I really don't know at this point what this comeback means. You know what I mean? So we'll see, because I'm a little rusty and, you know, comedy done changed dramatically since the pandemic. People's attention spans are different. They laughing at different stuff. So like I'm adjusting. I used to be drunk all the time. I've been sober almost a year. So I tell people all the time, I'm doing a drunk nigga joke sober. You know what I'm saying? So it sounds easier than it is, because now that demeanor, that everything is gone because I'm completely sober. So I'm not gonna pretend to be drunk. You know what I mean? So it's a complete reboot. So I'm just kind of trying to see what happens.
Okay, because yeah, man, I remember you was part of that hot circuit in Chicago at one point, man. You know, I like at one point, you know, I was ready for the city to blow up, and truth be told, a lot of people come to Chicago when they're looking for comics and things like that, you know, to cast across the nation. And man, you was in that mist at that one point right before you left, you know.
Well, okay, so it was a secret that kind of got out but didn't get out. So I don't say who the comedian is, but they came to me and they said, Shawn, you do something that no one in Hollywood has ever been able to do. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, you're the only comedian I know can pick up and leave and come back whenever you feel like it. Everybody else, if they miss an opportunity, that's right. An opportunity that they miss. You can just do what you want to do. And they was like, I've never seen nobody do that. And I don't really do it. It's the illusion of it. Now, what he was correct about is if I do see other people kind of flourishing, I will fall back a little bit because I've never cared for the spotlight. So if other people who wanted to be famous was jumping out there and doing whatever was necessary, then they can have that. I was okay as long as I was able to make a living and be okay with that. Do you see what I'm saying? So I would kind of fall back a little bit, and then once they get hot and go over there, then I can kind of come back and do whatever. But it wasn't because I was doing whatever I wanted to do. I was deflecting, sort of. You know what I mean? Like letting people, if you want to be famous, then be famous. That wasn't really the lane that I was ever trying to really be in. You know what I mean?
Gotcha, man.
Yeah. So that's why now, like, I don't say that I'm officially back because I honestly don't know. Because of the way the comedy changed, everybody's like, Shawn, but you got to get on social media and do videos. You got to do this. You got to do that. And I really just do not want to. Like, honestly speaking, I don't want to do it. I don't want to have to think of a video every day. But they making $30, $40, $50, $60,000 a month. And that's great. That is awesome for them. But that's just not how I am. That's not how I work. That's never how I've worked. So it's never been the popularity. It's never been the money. It's always been the culture.
Right.
And what kind of makes me want to come back is the culture being lost. But at the same time, it's like, do I really want to put this on my shoulders of being the one to bring it back?
Mm-hmm.
Do you see what I'm saying?
No, I totally understand, man. Totally understand.
Yeah, because I see my influence. That'll never go anywhere. You know, anytime you do a show and you see, man, I like fat women, they make cereal. I like fat women that spell Nickelodeon. I like older women because they get down on the first date. Like, whenever you hear that, you know I had some influence. You know what I'm saying? And like literally, I went to a show with somebody, and I won't say who the comedian is, but I went out to support them because they were in town, and like literally every other joke was like, so I stopped laughing, and the person that was with me was like, yo, like he's super funny. Why aren't you laughing anymore? That's how we'll talk about it later. And so they dying laughing, great show, whatever. So they was like, well, what is it? So my friend that was with me was like, yo, Buddy did a lot of your material today. And I was like, and they was like, oh, so that's what it was. So I showed them my special, my half an hour special that I did when Bernie passed, when I thought I was going to be done then too. And that's another funny story, how everybody keep talking about how I keep retiring and unretiring. I retired one other time 10 years ago. But that showed you the impact that people think that it was more than once. So I came home, showed the DVD, and every joke was on it. And they was like, wow, like if I didn't know you, I would think you was the biggest joke thief in the world. And I was like, yeah, Captain, that's how it's working.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? We'll see. I mean, God, right now I'm just listening to God. Whatever he tell me, that's what I'm gonna follow.
So are you saying that it's that ruthless now that people are almost like ghostwriters with rap? Like you just jacking your material and running with it?
Oh, it's when I don't know if you remember, but it was a phenomenon called Shawn, and it was a quote unquote mockery of me, but at the same time, who could get an entire community of comedians to come, even if it was in a mocking fashion, to address them? You know what I mean? I mean, everybody did videos, and what it was I did a video, I did a show where 5 comedians went up before me, and all 5 of them did a joke of mine. And it's funny because I was just talking to Dan Fool about it last week, and he was like, I remember that show because you went up on stage and you said, I'm gonna redo all the jokes you said.
I remember that.
I wrote them. And he said that was the funniest but coldest, most disrespectful shit I've ever seen. Excuse my language. Because y'all didn't tell me if it's language restriction.
I'm not restricted. Bro, this is a podcast. You say whatever the hell you want to say.
So I went back up and I redid these jokes. And of course, people got mad. And they was like, that was unprofessional. And I'm like, no, what's unprofessional is me having to jump around myself. You know what I mean? So they say emulation is the greatest form of flattery, and trust me, I'm flattered as fuck when I go to comedy shows because it's like, do I have to come back? Like that seed is already planted, if I stop tomorrow, you'll still see my jokes for about another 10 years at least.
This is true.
Facts.
This is true. Yeah, I remember I've heard you say that often, and I've heard your jokes by others too. So
it's a real thing. And what's funny is a lot of people don't know that these jokes were about real people, but greatly exaggerated. So if anybody ever questions the validity of them, there's a person who can be called and tell you exactly what happened. Like the older chick joke, right? Prime example. The older chick joke came from when I did Comic View the first time, I was only like 23 years old. Okay. And so the makeup lady was bad, like super bad, but she was like 38, something like that. So this 2001, 2002. And she was like, oh, you're the cutest little thing, and you should stay and hang out. So I actually stayed and hung out with her for a few days. Now, she got daughters that was like a couple years younger than me. So when we would go out and niggas would try to holler at the daughter because they was just as bad as the mama, they would be like, we can't talk to you. That's our pops. So niggas is looking like, the hell? And so that's where the joke actually came from, because there was no cougars. There was nothing like that back then.
Right.
Do you see what I'm saying? So that was literally a lane from the makeup lady, who I'm still friends with now. And she's probably got to be closing in on 60 if I'm closing in on 40 and I was 20. But this is the joke that this woman was the person that joke was about. So anybody that disputes saying jokes about how older women get down, they're all coming from my level, because nobody was really on that before me. Ain't too many cats can say in 2001 they was nailing 40-year-olds at 20. Facts.
Hey,
you got me.
Hey,
You got me. Wow.
So and it's always been a thing. Like, even with the older Hollywood ladies, even I won't say any names, but it was funny the level of older women who would hit on me, or who were friendly. You know what I mean? Like, I will say the one that was the most shocking, because it was funny, was Kiki Shepard from Apollo.
The Apollo.
And that was
Kiki
just
was cold. What?
I had to Google it. I was like, I think Kiki by my mama age. You know what I'm saying?
Kiki was old when we was
nothing ever happened or nothing like that, and we still remain good friends to this day. But it was just crazy, like, yo, Kiki Shepard, like, wow. And then it was funny because Kanye was talking about how she could rub the wood still.
Right, rub the wood like Kiki Shepard.
Yeah. So it was like, it was funny, bro. But like, yeah, them older Hollywood chicks really liked me back then. Definitely. So that's where it came from. It did come from just my imagination. It was funny, like legendary old school hip hop people or whatever. They just it was crazy the kind of action it was. You know what I'm saying? Back then. So
Shawn, so does that give you, like you said, you kind of flattered by it, but does it sting or feel some type of way? Because these are your experiences that you said you exaggerated, and then you see another comic stealing them, messing them up, remixing them, however you want to put it.
Well, I'll put it to you like this. I understand the phenomenon, so that softens the blow. You feel me? If a person, I look at everything, I put everything in perspective of the zombie apocalypse, including COVID. That's another story. But I compare everything to the zombie apocalypse, right? Because that's the end all, the end all. So with comedy, the correlation with the zombie apocalypse with comedy is if a person needs something to survive, right? And they don't have the skill set to attain these things, what do? They steal. So a comedian that does not have the writing ability of other comedians, they're not going to just starve, especially if they're full-time. Now, if they have a job, they might still try with their own shit. But if they don't have a job and comedy is what they're depending on, and this niggas out here really, really, really crushing the game, they are not going to just take that L. They're going to steal like anybody would in the same set of circumstances. If you're a small guy and this is a zombie apocalypse and you can't carry a moose, what are you going to do? You're gonna knock a nigga upside the head who can kill the moose, and you're gonna take his moose. That's what you're gonna do. You're not gonna starve to death. And that's what they're doing. They're knocking the big niggas upside the head and dragging
and taking a moose. That ain't taking
I
moose.
argue with that analogy.
Are they taking it one moose or they taking a mooses?
Yeah, they moose. They the
The
moose.
meese taking all of my flock of meese.
A flock of meese.
They ain't want no coon or no yard bird. They want the moose.
They want the moose.
That's a hell of a that's a hell of an analogy, man. It's a hell of an analogy.
Right. So it's flattering, like I said, absolutely. But at the same time, the problem that I have with it is that Chicago comedians in a weird way have tried to erase me. You know what I mean? Like you asked them who was the last winner of the Miller Comedy Surge. They'll tell you Marlon Mitchell, and that's not accurate. I was the last winner. Me and Marlon won the same year. Marlon won the yearly one that we normally do, fact, and I won the regional one that we had done that particular year. And that's how I got on the show to do the New Kings of Comedy movie, even though it never came out, because I won that comedy competition. So he won, Marlon Mitchell won the city of Chicago Miller competition, and I came in second place, that one. And then I actually won the next one, which was like the next week. So it's funny how they try to act like, well, Marlon did it, and Shawn, no, he didn't do anything.
I'm glad you used that analogy. I'm glad you used that analogy about the guys that, you know, they're not going to starve. What about these guys, or what's your opinion of the comedians that have been doing well, and they're pretty well fed? Are they still hungry enough to write their own material? Because you touched on some joke thieves. What about ghostwriters? Like, hey,
Well,
I've been killing the game for a minute.
I'm sorry, excuse me. It's a lot of ghostwriters going on as well too, and most of it, a lot of it is just blatant thievery. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that happens. You know what I'm saying? So, you got blatant thievery. You have people who get subconscious inspiration. And that's why I don't watch other comedians.
Makes sense.
Something that they say to stick in my head because I think it's funny. And 2 years later, I'm writing it. I'm saying it like I wrote it. You know what I mean? But overall, what most people do is they get a hold to to where they are or whatever, and they just put out mediocre content. So if you don't need get the love, you don't have to try as hard. You feel me? Like, I'm not directing it at anybody in particular, but that's why I made the joke, love me now, because once I make it, I'm probably not going to be as funny. And it's not because I'm taking it back. I'm just saying that that's a real thing. Once your struggle's over, you're not going to be talking about the same thing.
Right.
I could talk about being impoverished. I could talk about bad relationships. You don't have bad relationships when you're rich and on TV all the time. They fall in line. You know what I mean? So it's going to take all that creativity from you on that level.
That's true.
So let me ask you this, Shawn. I know one of your greatest mentors was the late, great Bernie Mac. You know, respect.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel just watching his career? Because he dealt with adversity at first and got on stage and then, you know, made it big with Hollywood, a couple of pretty good movies and everything. You know, mm-hmm. I know you follow in his footsteps. I don't know if you want to share. You know, we know you were in a movie, but a lot of people should know that. But you know, how did that like mold you right now? Because I see you're at that same fork in the road, like Bernie was.
Well, I said without a Bernie Mac, there would have never been a Shawn Man. Mm-hmm. Let's just put that out. Know him, know me. So.
Wow.
Little technical difficulty. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to get Shawn back.
He back. Let me put him back in. He back.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm sorry. The other line rang. No, so what happened was without Bernie, that wouldn't have been me because people always was like, you funny, you should do comedy, And so I said I was in the military, and I said, well, if I get stationed in California, I'll think about a comedy career. And I was bluffing because everybody was going to Virginia. You know what I mean? And so I was the only one in my class stationed in California. So I was like, holy shit. So when I came home on leave, I went to Bernie's house, and I said, I really think that I want to give this shit a try. And he gave me a ton of pointers. He taught me a lot about the game. And the one thing that stuck to me the most is when Bernie told me, he said, the funnier you are, the less you work. And so I couldn't quite grasp that concept. Like, that don't even make sense. My little 20-year-old head couldn't wrap around this shit.
Okay.
You know, so, but I listened because I was a person who always listened to my elders and always respected what they had to say. So for years and years, I kept my foot off the gas. Even when I did Comic View the first few years or whatever, I was still featuring for main acts and doing stuff like that. And I played my position. Now, once Bad Boys of Comedy came out, and I did it back-to-back years, now people were calling me to headline my own shows. So now that put me in a position to go ahead and kill these shows because I ain't got to worry about nobody going up after me. But that was the biggest mistake I made in my career, because once people gauged how strong I could be, that was when everybody kind of backed off. And friendships were ruined, and different people, different things were happening, and I didn't understand the phenomenon. But I do get why Bernie did not help more people when he was in position to, because the same chaos and things that they created for me is the same thing that they were doing to him. And that's why when he was alive, I could go to him with it, because he understood what was happening. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely. It makes a ton of sense.
Got it. So he was the only one I can cry to that I felt like really understood it, because everybody loved him and gave him his flowers when he died, but he was not a very well-liked Chicago comedian when he was alive. And a lot of people know that he was hated on a lot.
Wow. Didn't know that.
Yes. Blew, everybody loved him. But before he blew, everybody was talking shit about who he was doing, how he was unfaithful, whatever, just whatever bullshit they can come up with, even if they knew what they was talking about or not, because half of it they didn't. It was just shit to say. Just like with me, people didn't really know if I was rich, poor. They didn't know nothing. They just knew what I allowed people to think or know or whatever, but no one knew anything. When I was married, she was my wife already. Nobody seen her in the dating phase. It's like I knew how to move, because I'm not gonna let you fuck nothing to man up because I'm talking about it too quickly. I want to make sure everything is solidified. Then I talk about it.
Hey, Shawn,
playing chess. I love it.
I want to. I think we got a caller here, a Shawn Morgan fan that wants to jump in and say something to you.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Ah, Mustang.
Take him off mute. Come off mute, Javon.
Come off mute, Jay.
Oh, and if you see this is a 0. Do you see that?
Yes. No thanks, bro. I need the real stuff.
It's not a 0. Sorry.
Hey,
indeed.
Dude.
Jay, what up, kid?
Hey man, I can't call it. How y'all brothers doing? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, we doing great now that Jay Palooza in the building, you know.
Oh, come on, dude. Don't.
We're doing fantastic.
I don't know if y'all know this or not. I don't know if y'all know this or not, but Palooza number 2, I want to say, John would know. Palooza number 2 is memorable, always memorable in my mind. Shawn came through. You know what I'm saying? We just talking this and that or whatever. I'm like, hey man, why don't you give me about 10 minutes up there on, you know what I'm saying, on the patio, you know what I'm saying?
Backyard, yeah.
Like, I didn't really come in. I was like, yeah, but why don't you give me 10 minutes on the patio, yo? You know what I'm saying? Went up there, rocked that shit for about a half an hour. Party went up to a whole different, man. Thank you, Shawn.
Nah, one thing that I will always love, I was blessed, is my high school and my boat in the military rock. We are all still very close and very solid. And not people can say that. I literally keep up with hundreds of people from high school and from my boat. Literally. You know what I mean? So, thank you. And that's why anytime I'm in town, I come out and support. Because I love my Mustangs because there's no question. Started my career, before I started my career in high school, these was the people that was already loving on me. So I know they love is genuine, and I know that
Typing class. Shit.
I never have to question that. Never.
That's good to have that homegrown love, man.
That didn't even believe in when I say I'm gonna do comedy. But my Mustangs and my Tarwood people were always behind me. It was some people on the Tarwood that wasn't, but for the most part, when I did my first show and I did it on a picnic table with a microphone and karaoke machine, my boat came out and they supported.
That's what's up.
That's what's up.
So where you at next, Shawn? You decide out where you gonna show up next or what?
I do
you got anything online?
I do pop-ups. My pop-ups, I don't tell anybody that I'm coming. And it's a blessing. Don't friend it.
Who's that? Who's that? Somebody getting called?
Nah, I don't know who that is.
Someone mama calling them.
No, so I do pop-ups. I'm blessed that I can use that platform to kind of get back into rhythm. So it's all sporadic. The first official show that I'm doing is June 11th, and I didn't want to do that, but it was a really good friend who said, I think you'll be ready. And so I said, okay, well, if I bomb, you ain't getting no refund. So ready. And that's why I'm shying away from bookings, and I'm shying away from anything that people will come out and see prematurely. You know what I mean? I'm just popping out. There, you there. If you don't, you don't. And that's why I said I'm gonna build up and start doing private shows for people who I know who will honestly critique what it is that I have to do, and do it like that, basically.
Smooth. Okay.
So, kind of like a ramp up.
Huh?
Is that what you're saying? Kind of like a ramp up.
Yeah.
Until you get to.
Again, me coming back is not solid yet. I'm still feeling everything out. I'm still seeing if I still got a little bit of the love left. I'm not gonna say it's a lot, because it is deflating to see. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a hater by any imagination of the word, but it is kind of deflating to see people who put up a video or people who glue their hair to their head with Gorilla Glue pass you the fuck up. You know,
man, come on, man.
Like, okay, so if I do dumb shit, I get to blow up, and if I don't, then I get to stay where I am. Or you tell me that I have kids, or I have to do what you think that I should be doing. So again, it's an inner battle, it's an inner conflict, and it's not one that's resolved yet. I'm back having fun. I'm enjoying the challenge of trying to make people laugh in today's climate, because it is different. Mm-hmm. But it's still not solid.
Just keep having fun, man. Just keep having fun. That's all you do. And like you said before, it's all under God's will. You know what I'm saying? Just follow what He tell you, and just make it happen, bro.
Right. Yeah. It's a blessing, because see, this is what people don't know. Right. I was the horse more people should have bet on, because when people were calling me arrogant and shit, that arrogance is what fueled me to be the best comedian that I knew how to be. And that arrogance was also what it let other doors be open for other people who were also tremendously talented and gifted to come through with me, because I wouldn't have been worried about it. Do you understand what I'm saying? But they let all the quote unquote humble niggas get past, and now they eating like they're in the penitentiary. They got their hand over their truck, you know what I'm saying? To make sure that nobody can come and eat. Not this is this golden corral, nigga. Just get another plate. It's a buffet. But this is not how they're treating. So that's another motivating factor that I feel like, and I'll say it publicly, and I don't give a fuck how anybody feels about it. I feel that Eddie Murphy is the greatest comedian ever because he had no problem putting on other legends. He did not let how strong any other comedian was affect him putting other people on, putting out quality fucking products, and not caring about somebody stepping on his Eddie Murphy. The rest of these niggas are scared. And I say it, I tell a motherfucker to their face, you're afraid. That's why you don't like me. That's why you don't like a lot of comedians, the Marshall Brandons, and these different people that's out here, the hot sauces, the damn foods. That's why you're suppressing, because you motherfuckers are scared. Their face. I don't care who knows. But at the same time, the game is suffering, and we have to debate on how great Mike Epps' TV show and Jamie Foxx show is because you won't let nobody else in.
That's tough right there. That's tough.
Let somebody put a rail in. We'll see what he do.
True.
Man.
Hey, Javen, you got anything else you want to say?
Be at the Palooza July 10th.
July 10th.
Date is set.
Be at the Palooza July 10th.
The 13th year or some shit, ain't it?
14th.
I'm about to say 15th. Javen's Backyard Barbecue.
Javen's Backyard Barbecue thing.
Right. From high school to still got high school bitches really still trying to get home.
Hey,
it's
Jay, you got sponsors for the Palooza yet, man? So you should have major sponsorship now.
Man, like Jay want some yet.
I mean, I got a couple of sponsors, but I just started really getting to the sponsorship thing with like the last 2.5 years or whatever.
Yeah.
That's dope. Yeah, I'd be there.
I got a question, T. Nick.
Yeah, go ahead.
You think Shawn ready to play the game?
Oh, Shawn definitely ready to play the game.
Is he ready to play the game?
He definitely ready to play.
Before we let him go, is he ready to play the game?
I don't know what the game is, but I know, yeah.
You know what would be even more fun?
What's that?
Is if Shawn is playing against Jeff.
Okay, that sounds good. That sounds good.
That would be even
Mustang
more
is
fun.
Mustang. Let's hear it.
Okay.
What we gonna say? We gonna keep tally 1-1? One question apiece?
Two apiece. Yeah, baby, this is gonna be fun. Okay, so how it goes, this game is called How Chicago Are You? It was How Chicago Is You, but the English police got on my case, so I had to change it.
That's
horrible.
So the game is How Chicago Are You? So each of us, me, J.I., Will, and JB, we gonna ask 2 questions apiece. Regard any question regarding Chicago. For example, give me the 3 names of the White Sox Park.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So questions like that. If you don't get at least 60%, you might not be from Chicago. You might not be from. You might be from the suburbs or something.
So, I forgot what name it is. It's like Title Loan Park. I said, how the fuck they get this shit like Pawns for Cash Stadium. You ain't supposed to have no stadium. Pawns for money. Cash.
So you gonna get 5 seconds to answer each question.
Okay.
After that 5 seconds,
That's it.
and we gotta have your answer. Or you ain't from Chicago, dog.
No doubt.
So let's start with J.I. You want to start off?
Yeah,
let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, Shawn. Listen, man. Let's see how Chicago are you. It is a famous Chicago amusement park on 95th and Stony Island. What's the name of this place?
God damn, that was before my time. What was that place called? Something City.
Then that's the quickest 5 seconds in the world.
That was a fast 5 seconds, man.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
That was ahead of my time, nigga. That's asking like, what did they Dick Ricks or what the fuck? I don't know. Ask me that old ass.
Vaughn, can you answer that?
David for the
David.
Steegle?
I don't. I'll be honest. I don't remember the name. It was like Fun Time something.
I don't know.
It was, I know it was demolished in the early '80s or whatever. That used to be the spot on 95th and Stone.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I got.
Dead since I was 5.
Okay, all right, we gonna get y'all a pass.
That
question. What's the name of it?
Fun Town.
Fun Town.
What did I say?
You said fun. I think you said Fun Time.
He said Fun Time, but that was close. But
I ain't even know that shit. I ain't even know that shit.
They didn't let you. Hey, you from Plainfield?
Man, get your big acorn head ass out.
On my life, it's 95th and Stone, and somebody just said Fun Town. My uncle is an older cat, so he probably ain't lived in Chicago in 30 years.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
That's when my kids.
All right, I got you. All right. Give me who's this question to? Jay?
Yeah, Jay.
Okay, Jay. Give me give me 4 streets in Chicago that starts with J.
Jeffrey, with a J. Yeah, I'll take the buzz on that.
Yeah. That's tough.
Jeffrey. That's all I got for you.
That shit is hilarious,
Jeffrey.
Justine.
Yep.
All I got.
Jackson Avenue J.
Y'all niggas ain't from Chicago, man. Where the fuck y'all from?
I don't go west like that or east like that. I stay in the pocket.
Stay in the pocket.
125 South Carolina. We couldn't travel by east.
Good job.
All right, JB, it's on you, man.
That's right off past.
Shawn, my question is for you. We gonna stick with the Stony Island. What's the best, worst buffet joint that used to be on Stony Island?
Oh,
which one? Bonanza? Which one was?
Woo!
Wasn't that Bonanza over there?
Bonanza was over there. Bonanza was right across the street from the one he's talking about. I know.
Exactly. Remember, I said the best, worst.
Oh, I don't know. I just remember Bonanza. I don't remember.
Should we give him half credit?
They give him half credit. Bonanza, he in the area.
Bonanza was good.
No credit for knowing exactly what you're talking about.
Well, yeah, give him half credit because right now these niggas ain't got no points. So kill
Javen, do you know?
Queen
of the Sea.
Queen of Soul.
It is Queen of the Sea. He got it.
Hey,
they was all on the same block.
Sean's uncle told him.
Nah.
Soul Queen. She lived down the street. She literally lived down the street from me.
That's why you were supposed to get it.
Yeah, see, I didn't know what Island was till I was grown.
Oh wow, okay.
Like out of town for us.
All right, so
it's on you.
It's on me. I'm asking a question that I have asked before. So if you have watched previous episodes, you know the answer to this. So it's basically a gimme. Name me the after hours shrimp spot on the north side.
Tyler?
Damn, perfect.
Too easy.
No bones or no muscle.
Well, wait a minute. We can get one for Jalen. Javen, what's the after hour shrimp spot on the south side?
The after hours shrimp spot on the south side?
Yeah.
Lawrence's.
My man.
Yeah,
my man. I might have to give a little nod. I might have to give a nod to the north side on that one, though.
Okay.
All day. You know what I'm saying? Because I was about to say, I stay up north.
So now Davey got a point, Shawn got a point and a half. Y'all niggas ain't from Chicago, man.
Yeah, we got old niggas from Chicago.
Hey, that's exact. Yeah.
You said we some old niggas.
If you from Chicago, where was Cadillac Records first?
It was on like 20.
Hey, but Shawn,
It was like 18 to Michigan.
me, you, and Javen this around like 2 years apart. So,
Man, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
I left Chicago at 18. I left Chicago in 96. I ain't come back to, 05, something like that.
really, 96, huh? The last year of Freaknik, huh?
Huh?
Was that the last year of Freaknik?
No, I was in Cali. I didn't go.
Oh, you was in Cali. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you was a fool for saying Cadillac Records.
Yeah, God,
Talking about though.
Where was Cadillac Records at?
but Carol used to come. What was her favorite thing on the menu?
Jay, go ahead, man. Last question.
Not the black one. Y'all asking about the real kind club. So what was Dylan?
All right.
What pole did he swing from on his death in front of him?
Let's see how Chicago are you, Shawn. Name the ingredients on an authentic Maxwell Street Polish.
Oh, that's easy. That's just onions and mustard.
That's it.
My
That's
man.
it. That's all.
My man.
It's not that bad for
See, y'all being too easy. I would have asked them about the hot dog because they never get that one right.
They never get that one right. No.
Will even to get it right? Wait a minute.
That tomato on there, but that's like mustard, relish, either pepper, the long pickle, and a tomato.
But y'all always forget the last ingredient. The celery salt.
The celery salt.
Yeah, see, I don't know about that. I didn't know about the celery salt. Told me something about that.
And some Russian stuff. It gets one of these.
Hey, Will, it's on you. It's on you, man.
Oh, okay. We're gonna go one more time around. All right. What well-known school is on the corner of 87th and Jefferson?
CBS.
Yeah, it is. I gave you a layup on that one.
It used to be a military base that they reformed into a high school.
There you go.
That's why it's so long and big. Those were aircraft hangars.
Exactly.
Okay.
Really? But look at you, Mustang, learning about other schools. Nigga, what about me?
It's my neighborhood.
That was quite impressive.
Yeah, I was impressed. I was like, go rumble, young man, rumble. Shit.
Oh, you, JB.
Smart guy. It's on me? Okay. Well, I don't know. Because this one, it's kind of easy, but it's kind of not depending on what era you were in, right?
Uh-oh.
Name the Bears' first black quarterback.
Damn, the first one?
Justin Field.
First one.
Nah, it was.
He could have run. What was dude's name? He could have run, but he wasn't.
Nah, dude wasn't the first.
No, it wasn't Cordell Stewart. Nope.
No, hell no. This is in the 80s.
Yeah, I know.
70s.
Hey, Mom, if you're watching, which I know you are, tell them who the first black quarterback the Bears had was. I know my mom know. So
Vince Evans.
If his I was about to say, if his mama know before you know,
oh, she know.
You really not from Chicago.
I wasn't gonna let hey, Tess, I wasn't gonna let that happen. No, sir.
Oh, she just don't type as quick as you. Trust me.
Yeah, I know. I had to start thinking like, nah, fuck that.
I remember the McMahon era, and then I remember all the terrible eras like the Kramers, the Walshes. I remember all.
So once you said McMahon era, and then all the terrible eras, that's still going.
It was a Vince Evans.
All that's still going.
I Tom Zach, the Kramers, the Walshes. Who else was some terrible ass Bears?
Tom Zach. Oh my God.
The only one that I like
Peter Tom Willis.
When they got rid of him for Jay Cutler, I don't know why the hell they benched him in the Super Bowl. That was the dumbest shit in the world. But yeah, we'll see what they.
Oh yeah, Rex.
Rex, you got your boy from Purdue.
Wait a minute. The Bears went to another Super Bowl?
Yeah, when Lovie Smith ass benched Orton and put in Grossman, and we lost to the Brother Bowl. That's what they call that racist to the Colts.
All right, so I'm gonna bring up the tail end of this thing, man. It's an open-ended question that I always ask everybody. So I'm gonna pose this to both of you all: Harold's or Uncle Remus?
Come on, man. Southside till I die,
They
dog.
both from Southside, so we know
Come
the
on,
answer.
dog. That shit did. Do you understand? We had a Harold's across the street from the school. We lived at Harold's.
Harold, exactly, because we from the South Side. But I will say that Uncle Remus is comparable, and also the difference between that and Harold's is I used to go when I was out west hitting the studio with like B-Lo and all them niggas. You can get a whole pan of Uncle Remus wings.
G-pan.
The whole you did for like $12. It's 174 wings in that.
You was eating good for the low.
Yeah. So
Nick, you gotta ask the Morgan Park guys, home of the hoagie or Taurus?
That you can't ask that either.
Why?
All right, that's tough because I mean, Taurus is my neighborhood shit, but home of the hoagie is my high school shit. What am I getting at? Depends. What am I getting?
You getting the sweet sauce. You getting the sweet steak. Home of the hoagies on some. They on some McDowell shit. How they gonna come in and jack the original?
I'll take a Taurus steak, but I'll take home of the hoagies fries.
There it is.
Taurus ain't got fries.
Fries and sauce.
Now you don't get tips of Taurus.
All the way.
Vintners.
And 100. The first place I ever had a sweet steak, it was even as a shorty, before I even knew what home of the hoagie and all that was Cornell's right there on 78th and Ashland.
And Ashland.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about, right on the corner.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
First place I ever had a sweet steak, and everybody else started got too dangerous to patronize that and Knicks, nigga. You gotta really be hungry.
Hey.
Down Ribs Unlimited. That was my favorite little spot. You got the real your life.
Right.
Yeah. I don't eat red meat no more. Back in the day, them chopped steak.
Hey, where we found out a chop steak wasn't nothing but a big old burger, a Fuddrucker burger, man.
Right. Yeah.
You said Fuddruckers.
It was a big old Fuddruckers burger. That's what it was.
I saw Fuddruckers in when I was in New Orleans. There was a Fuddruckers in the casino. I was like, what the hell? Y'all know about Fuddruckers?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
In New Orleans, they had a Fuddruckers.
Yeah, I've seen them in California. I've seen them in Texas. Believe it or not, Fuddruckers is not a small chain.
Oh, okay. We didn't know no better.
I did.
Well, hey, Fuddruckers was a treat for us.
Right. Kind of like how Chick-fil-A back in Chicago, but if you've been in Atlanta, it's been around.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Shawn, where you at now? I don't know if we asked you. Where you at now?
Chicago right now.
Oh, you in Chicago right now? Okay. Cool. So
all right.
Before we let you go, we want to thank you. And if you drop a line to us, we would love to come to some of your personal shows and support. Like I said, you had me going since the ski trip, brother. So
yeah, that's it. In Harris.
Yeah, you had me going since the ski trip. It was like He on his way.
Ski trip was dope.
Yeah, what happened to the ski trip?
You know what? What was they called, Javen? Urban League or something?
The Chicago. What happened was, Shawn, after that second one, they kind of just like made it where they didn't contact us. Well, we weren't gonna know when the shit was going on. You know what I'm saying? Because we kind of took over their demo by accident on purpose.
Oh yeah, I forgot that happened.
We forgot that part.
It was.
Forgot about that part. Yeah.
Pretty crazy shit going on.
What was it accidentally designed?
I don't know
But
what
on purpose.
I had a good time, and yeah.
Hey, like I said, man, you get another, set. We'd love to come and support, just to even bounce it back and forth, man. Because we're gonna love you. We're gonna give it to you honest, straight up, no chaser.
Yeah, well,
Most definitely.
Because I my jokes now are leaning more towards the fuckery that I'm seeing. Like, I hate this fake woke shit that everybody is doing. And so
man,
I've been addressing things in the way that I've been addressing them. And it's not to be a mockery. It's not to be whatever. But, like, I got tired of seeing people's birthday. Man, it's another rotation around the sun. No, it's not at all. The earth rotates every day. It revolves every 20 days. Technically, it's not even a year. You know what I mean? The calendar month is the rotation around the sun. So,
right.
But we'll let you have it every year. You know what I mean? Because it do come on the year. But it was a year worth of rotation. Okay, I'll give you that. Revolution. I'm sorry.
Right, revolution, right.
Revolution. So I just see stuff like that. I said Merry Christmas to those who apply, and I had all of these people who was talking about how it is and whatever. And I said, in something, and that's on you. However, don't try to tell me that the book of the Bible is 2,000 years old. And they used it. White settlers used this book 1,500 years later to trick people. Like, that don't even make sense. Why everybody else get in? They're not gaining nothing. Australians ain't have shit to do with the American slave trade, but they exchange gifts on Christmas. So for that theory to be relevant, we would have to be the only people in the country that celebrated Christmas. But
correct.
That's not the case. Everybody does. And if Jesus is fake, why did the Muslims and non people all agree to base time itself on his birth? BC and AD is specifically at the time that this man was born. Now, all religions acknowledged this birth. They just don't agree with who he was. But you cannot tell me that this was not a real person. So, and nobody came to change it. Nobody said there's no book to say that any of this shit is bullshit. They never found that book. Like, man, anybody believe in Christian shit is stupid. This ain't real. They ain't found that book yet. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. The further we get away from everything in that book, and I'm not a Bible thumper, I'm not a Christian, technically. You know what I'm saying? But you cannot tell me that everything that they say, spare the rod, spoil the child. They thought different. No, don't whoop the kids. Put them in timeout, whatever. Now, how rude and disrespectful are these goddamn children now? We didn't have that attitude towards grown-ups when we were kids. You know what I'm saying? They took prayer and ass whoopings out of school. School shootings. And the person that was responsible, fat. They never found her head. Never.
All right.
Get married, and then they wonder why marriages is bad. Because, unfortunately, good dick comes with poverty, and that's just the game. That's how you know God. But the best thing on poverty, you cannot tell me God ain't doing it on purpose.
All right, Shawn. Thank you for that, man. Thank you for that.
Hey, you didn't hear. Hey, we not supposed to talk about three things, right? Religion, politics, and the fact that Michael Jordan is always going to be better than LeBron James. We ain't supposed to talk about them three, right?
Okay, now that you said, anybody say anything other than Michael Jordan, this will shut any argument down, guaranteed. Whenever people say Kobe, God rest his soul, or LeBron James is better than Michael Jordan, this argument shut all of them down. Kobe and LeBron came out of high school high school. Jordan played 3 years in college. So they had a 3-year jump start. Michael Jordan hurt his foot, sat out his entire second season. That is now a 4-year lead they got on Michael Jordan, on top of 2 years retired in between that, and they still chasing this nigga.
Insane. That was pretty good.
A nigga is greater that took 4-5 more years to reach his shit.
Hey, Shawn, I'm gonna accuse you of stealing my rhetoric because that's the shit I spew every day on social media.
Man, you can't. You still chasing a nigga with a 5-year lead on you. How can you question?
And that is a drop the mic note.
3
Yes,
years
sir.
playing since high school.
Man,
There it is.
Drop the mic, exit left. Hey, Shawn, appreciate you. Appreciate you hopping on the pod, man.
Thanks very much, my man.
appreciate you, Shawn.
Good to see you too.
Blessings.
Hey, Javen, stay on for a quick second.
Say again?
No, I was saying, Javen, stay on for a quick second while we says goodbye.
Hey, you have anything going on that you want to announce or anything?
Nah, I ain't really got nothing. If you ain't doing nothing, then you can look at Once Upon a Time in Detroit. That's on like multiple platforms. I'm in that. Rocky Terry. Great movie. It's a movie with all comedians, but it's actually a serious movie. Great movie, actually. So you can support that. I was in Dolomite. Completely edited the fuck out of it. Like, I was 3 different people in that movie, and all 3 of them got cut. I was like, God damn, none of me was good enough, nigga. But you'll see me in a couple scenes. But other than that, nah, we just working on secret shit right now. Once I'm ready to talk about it, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, like I said, hit us offline, Shawn, and we'll be there.
No doubt, I got you.
We're looking for them pop-ups, man.
No doubt.
I'm actually I forgot which one of y'all got my number. It don't matter. I'll send it through the email right now, and y'all can give it to me. I am going to actually pop out somewhere tomorrow.
All right.
Let us know, man.
All right.
Have a good night, man.
Peace out, brother.
Peace. Now, before we jump ship and call it an early night, because that is exactly what that would be for us, an early night, I would just like to say we have a Bulls fan with us in Mr. Javen. And Brother Terrence prefaced the episode, The Death of the Bulls.
The death of the Bulls.
Why? Maybe I missed it. Why is that?
Oh, no, we would like you to start.
No, the death of the Bulls. No, I mean,
because you're gonna combat that.
The Bulls, because all right, so they made a power move, aggressive. They went and got Vooch to go with Zach. So they like, yeah, okay, we gonna sneak in the playoffs now. What happened? They lost to Orlando. I really had faith in them that they were gonna get in these playoffs. They
had a worse record after the trade than they did before the trade.
They just
y'all also have to understand that they only played together 10 games?
Yeah, but these are professionals.
I don't understand, especially someone like you, JB. Someone like you. I don't understand how y'all don't get how chemistry actually plays so much of a part in winning. So much of a part. Phoenix sucked last year. Balls. But they played hard. So and got into the system that they're in now, the back end of that bubble shit. And they came out like gangbusters. They got one dude, Chris Paul, same basic core. And now what was they, number 1 seed? Ain't Monty Williams the coach of the year?
Yep.
Yeah.
As he should be.
You need time to gel, especially stars like that. But first they got to play. Motherfuckers didn't even play together like that. When they did play together and got Kobe to actually get out of Kobe's fucking head, it was 30-30-20. Now, I'm not a real big Kobe White fan. You can package all them motherfuckers as far as I'm concerned and send them wherever. Get you a real point guard,
But
okay? Get you a 3D guy. You good.
Okay, but you know, around here we like to throw around this little 4-letter word called stat.
Oh
right?
God. You and this fucking bullshit. Dude.
A lot of things are predicated on that word.
Man. What stats you got for me, man?
So here's my thing. Yes, you do need time to gel in certain instances. But for the naive C-Red Nation, they thought just because they added another all-star, that was going to put them over the threshold. But said all-star technically is not a good fit for what Billy Donovan traditionally runs. So now he's got to try to put a round fixture into a square peg, so to speak.
I disagree. And this is I'm gonna tell you.
I'm just telling you what the stats say. This is what the
what stats are you looking at? What stat are you looking at to know what you just said about Billy Donovan's system and what dude is producing? Because he never stopped producing what he was already producing.
Oh no, he's 21-11. That's great.
Pencil it.
They're not winning.
Do you really?
Billy Donovan's offense.
Their team isn't good.
Billy Donovan's offense is predicated on running up
don't
and
do
down.
that.
Not just big man in the half court set bogging down the offense.
John, they're not a good team.
You know I'm right.
He's not even like a slow Jokic. He moves up and down. He shoots the three very well.
I didn't say he didn't.
Close the door.
That doesn't mean he's a good fit for what.
What would be a good fit in Chicago playing center for you, John?
Well, actually, I think me personally, I would have kept Daniel Gafford for defensive purposes and shot blocking capability, and I would have went and got a stretch type 4 that would have been, more predicated to how like Ibaka plays, like when Oklahoma had some success, when OKC had some success. A point guard that's straight up and down that doesn't turn the ball over as much as Kobe White, which is why I said if you did get Vooch, you needed to get Lonzo. You needed to get Lonzo with Vooch. You didn't need to trade 2 first-rounders for Vooch. And I would like to – and wait. Let me just throw this out there for all these people that thought Al Farouk Amino was going to be this 3-and-D guy shooting 16% from 3, 20% from the field. Like I told you, he ain't that. People need to start seeing the forest for the trees, man. And
John,
start listening. People still don't want to come here, and we a long way away.
Why you be so extreme? Why you be so extreme? We not a long way away.
We're a long way away.
We really not.
I don't know about a long way away. David Gafford is a fucking buster, man. What do you mean?
According to him, it's about the fit, not about the actual whatever production you're going to get.
About the fit.
So let me ask you this, Jay.
This is the stat guy telling you stats don't matter. Come on, man. What are you doing here?
Jamie, let me ask you a question. What gets the Bulls to the playoffs?
A very, very competent point guard and a stretch 4, something like that. 3. If you get that Williams kid to actually get some confidence in himself, you know what I'm saying? I like what he can bring to the table. I don't know if they're gonna have him at the 3, they're gonna bulk him up and turn him to the 4, like a Jeff Green type. You know what I'm saying?
His numbers are actually better when he stays at the 3. It's when he struggles is when he goes to the 4.
I agree with that. You know what I'm saying? So if they can find a stretch 4 like they've been trying to make marketing, who they need to package up with the whole rest of the team.
Yeah, package him up. Get him the fuck out of here.
Move them all around. Seriously, like get you a LaMelo Ball. He's a free agent. Go grab him. And then go trade for a good stretch 4 and put the pieces around that. And I guarantee you at least see the playing game.
He meant to say Lonzo, not LaMelo. Lonzo.
Excuse me.
Can Lonzo handle Chicago is the question.
He's about to handle New York just fine.
I mean, he handled LA for the most part. He walked in on scrutiny.
Okay. That man is going to the Knicks. It's the worst kept secret.
I heard that same thing, and I believe it. But
I don't want to believe it, but
Knicks got tons of point guards though. They got what 4?
But like I spoke with the Cup, we spoke to Leon last week a little bit with Nick Anderson. We got this thing that we call the ghost of Jerry Krause that's still kind of lingering a little bit.
Yeah.
And although AK is supposed to bring us out of it, a lot of free agents, top tier free agents. I'm not saying we won't get any free agents, but top tier guys still aren't coming here for some reason.
I disagree going into this class, and it's all because of the Vucevic trade.
Is Kawhi Leonard coming here?
No, I can't see that happening.
Is Lonzo coming here?
Sure.
You think Chris Paul coming here?
Why would Chris Paul come here from Arizona?
Oh, because I'm giving you the free agents that are coming up this summer that are not coming here.
They're gonna put all their eggs in the basket.
Is Drew Holiday coming here? Oh wait, he signed with Milwaukee already. So nope.
Y'all also gotta understand, John isn't a Bulls fan. John loves the Lakers. Like he loves the Lakers. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm not rooting for him.
I already knew.
Get out of here, dude.
Yes, you do. Yeah, you do.
No, I actually don't. I want them to lose because I don't like Buddy.
You don't like who?
You never want the Lakers to lose. Get the hell out of here.
I am on record saying I do not want the Lakers to win the championship this year. I want Dude to fall flat on his face so we can get rid of him and get back to basketball.
Y'all not getting rid of Dude?
Now he's getting rid of himself. Father Time undefeated, brother.
How? This is the first time he was ever injured. I was kind of surprised.
Second time.
This is number 2.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Playoff LeBron. Playoff mode activated. And I know somewhere Curtis Clay is chiming in and hating on me. It's cool. But I don't want him to win.
I'm not a fan of LeBron's, but you're not going to spin me with this. I hope the Lakers lose shit.
I'm telling you.
I'm gonna go through some.
What makes you not a fan of
you're like
LeBron, JB?
Kobe? Look at Kobe.
What you say? What makes you not a fan of LeBron?
Right. What makes you?
Go through some past.
For me, it's just a couple of reasons. Like, I know my error plays a big difference. Jay, you can attest to this. I don't like that soft shit, man. Like this flopping and acting like you on the stage and stuff. Like I can't stand that. Like that burns my soul. And 2, not saying he's not a great player because he's proven, but you know, many of people have been falsely anointed and have not lived up to it. He has lived up to the anointing, to the billing to a certain extent. But there's a lot of greats he has not passed yet. I don't care if you get all the numbers. There's a lot of people hey, Emmitt Smith got all the rushing numbers, but nobody says he's the best running back.
Nobody. No one will.
But he got all the numbers. But ain't nobody gonna say he's the best running back. You see what I'm saying? So the game is very basic to me. You know, he's got a really high IQ. He's super strong. But I mean, I'm not impressed.
I think it sounds like to me that you have for lack of a better term, bias towards your era. You understand?
In a small way, I do, but yet I'm still the one that'll tell you right now, I think Carmelo Anthony will be in the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
I think Kevin Durant is the greatest thing going right now. I think even though I was not a fan of his antics as well, hell, James Harden is one hell of a basketball player.
JB, can I ask one question?
Stephen Clay, love him.
Can I ask one question? Can I ask one question real quick? What did that mean? What did that mean? What did you mean by that?
My last statement?
Yes.
That he has a bias towards his era?
Yeah.
And you know what? I have a bias towards the era because I feel the same way. But a lot of times we can't let because the game has changed. You understand? And the game has changed. What people want to see now has changed and things like that. And it's like it's hard for us to accept that. You understand?
See, that's the problem I have with that. Because like he said, he's a stat guy. I got a stat on this. Viewership has been down for the last 8 years, 10 years with this game that everybody says that they want to see up and down and this and that. But you know, it's the other half of that stat. The majority of the people watching are our age.
Correct.
Not the generation that's pubbing this athleticism, this and that or whatever. So if your product is suffering, if you get money off this, why are you still playing to your detriment?
Correct.
Because listen, the viewership has because it's a different time. When we came up in our era, it was all sports. You understand? It was like you a boy, basketball, football, baseball. You understand? That was it. That was your life. Now, as time goes on, there's so many other options besides sports for the young generations to take part in. You understand?
Because that has nothing to do with the style. That has nothing to do with the style. To James' point, you're catering your game to a group that does not support your product.
This is true. This is so
bad marketing.
Hey.
Business model, as far as I'm concerned.
You say what?
That's a bad business model as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, but I'm trying to sell barbecue for making buku bucks. The business model is making buku bucks. It's also a model in which that can be adopted in this time and era because now you get away from all the bully ball and the bullying. You know, understand? In school, we don't deal with bullying and all that other stuff and all that toughness. You know, in life, you know, men have been men have had their balls chopped off. Now you can't even say, you know, be a tough guy and be this, be that, be macho, and all this other stuff. And that's just the time of the era. That's the world we're living in right now. You understand?
Yes.
I mean, I get it, but you kind of pumping up Diet Coke when it's Coke available.
hey, listen, wait a minute. The one thing you guys are not getting at this is I'm not promoting it. I'm just saying where we are.
Okay.
I'm not promoting it at all.
So let me ask you guys this. All of us know sports. We have a fandom to a certain team, right? A loyalty to a player here or there. But overall, we love to see good sport. Whether the Bears are in the Super Bowl or not, we still gonna turn on Patrick Mahomes. We still gonna watch what he do. You know, whether the Bulls are suffering or not, we still gonna turn on TNT and watch the games on a Tuesday or Thursday night. Maybe even if it's just to get together, but Nielsen's getting the ratings and we've done what we're supposed to do. But when it comes down to the essence of the sport, the more watered down it gets, the purest are the ones that will turn their back. That's why baseball, the great American dream, the great American pastime, is suffering at an all-time high because its own purists are turning their back on it. Same thing with basketball. Adam Silver right now is probably high on the hog. And I think he's a very progressive commissioner. I do. Globalization's at an all-time high. It's a league we can go play in right now with an NBA logo and get a couple dollars. Real talk. NBA Africa. He's doing what he's supposed to do. But when we sit down and we're forced to have conversations like this and be like, yeah, man, LeBron, man, Otis Thorpe would have put his teeth out his mouth. We're still clamoring for a piece of sport that is no longer existent, but yet it's still here.
Because the truth of the matter is we're not going to leave sport. Sport will leave us before we leave sport because as long as there's a ball involved, all us right here, we gonna watch it.
We at it.
That's what it comes down to.
But we still gonna complain about it too.
But right, and that's what I'm saying. That's my thing. Is we have to. It's just going to be different. It's going to be different. You know what I'm saying? We have to find the little things inside of sport now that we enjoy,
that we embrace. I feel you, Will. No, I feel you.
It will. You know I agree with you, but you know where I'm coming from because sometimes I have to play devil's advocate because there's a lot of people's voice who feel like I feel who always get shut out. Right now, we're dinosaurs. Javen and I, we're dinosaurs, dude. We're dinosaurs. We're in our early 40s and we're dinosaurs. because we're clamoring to a game that I'm not gonna say it passed us by, but it passed the generation by. 70s, 80s, 90s basketball, pretty similar. Athleticism maybe jumped up here and there. The innovation of the three-point line, but pretty much 70s, 80s, 90s, maybe early 2000s basketball is pretty 40 years worth of the same product. 2010 basketball, I'm like, hey man, 53s in a game? Hell, we might not have shot 53s in a season. Shit.
Did you see that game today? Did you see? Did you see the first quarter of that motherfucker?
Yeah, Doug McDermott, he earned his check today, but that's another story because this is a Chicago podcast and we ain't talking about the Pacers.
But God damn it, Doug McDermott, he should have still been in Chicago.
Yeah, well,
they didn't know how to work.
I guess that's another conversation. That's another conversation.
Just bad coaching. Bad coaching.
They didn't know how to work. They didn't know how to work with dude.
Bad coaching. You see, hey, it ain't like he can't play. Clearly.
Man. Hey,
he used to dunk on heads. He used to dunk on motherfuckers.
Yeah. No, a couple times.
National Player of the Year. Let's not forget. Shoot, McDermott was G. Creighton, he was G.
Hey,
but I want to ask JI this question because JI, you've been a little quiet.
Okay.
I know we're talking a little bit about basketball with the evolution, but remember, we just talked to back football people. Lemuel Stinson, Kellen Davis, Daniel Manning Jr., hell, Tim Jennings.
Ricky Manning Jr.
I'm sorry, Ricky Manning Jr. Danielle is his cousin.
Yep.
And they're all saying the same thing, like we're alluding to with basketball. You're the resident football guy. Football has gotten soft, if I can call a collision sport soft. But these are out the words of guys that have been there and done that at the highest level. So are we as a society putting our SEL motions and our soft lingo and thought process on sports?
Well,
talk about it.
I'm sorry, this is towards John. Go ahead, John.
No, please answer. I'm just saying, let's keep it 100 around here.
Evolve or die. That's what's gonna happen. If we're still in 2021 making Crunch Bunch big hit, DVDs or streaming or whatever we're watching it on now, I don't know if the league can handle that. People want to see touchdowns. They want to see high scoring games. A 6-7 game, you'd be happy if you won, but nobody'd be happy to watch it. So I think that some of it is just naturally we're shying away from stuff because we're just more evolved as a society. Concussion protocol, all this. Like I wouldn't know where to hit a guy now. If you hit him too high, it's targeting. If you hit him too low, hey, what do you do? You don't go for my knees. Or I've seen guys literally hurt themselves trying to ease up and put on the brakes.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. But I caught you in a trick bag. It was a loaded question.
Okay.
Because if you remember what Sean Morgan just said, zombie apocalypse, you're going to revert back to those old ways to survive and to win. Come playoff time, you better run that ball. You better hit. You better wrap up. You better get aggressive. You better beat your one-on-ones. Basketball, all that 140 point, that's real cute until you get to the playoffs. Hey, guess what? Slow it down. Every shot counts. You better get the best shot. I don't want no 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 4 second shots, and we got 20 seconds on the shot clock left. No, you better run this offense. You go back to what got you there. The foundations never leave.
Well, I don't know how many teams have a real back to the basket.
Nick Anderson told us this not too long ago. Come the playoffs, all that cute shit, it's cease and desist. You get back to man-on-man basketball. In football, all that crazy stuff may fly. Greatest show on turf and all that may look quick. But guess what? In the Super Bowl, wasn't no greatest show on turf. Titans wasn't playing that. What was that? 16-9 or something like that? 21-16, something crazy, something low.
Yeah, people get kind of tight. People get tight. But let me tell you, where are big Patrick Ewing, Lonzo Mourning, Keem Olajuwon centers? I can tell you, they're somewhere sitting on the couch with right next to all of the fullbacks in the league and all of the under center quarterbacks. That doesn't exist anymore. They don't want to see that. I know teams. They say this guy's never taken a snap from under center in his whole college career. Really? But now he's pro ready because the pro game has changed.
But he in the pro game, he's gonna take a lot of snaps under center, especially in the play action game.
Not if you want to win. Wait a minute. You said 53s in the game. We haven't taken 53s in the whole season in some cases. Patrick Mahomes lives in the gun.
Yeah, but Brady doesn't live in the gun. He goes under center when he wants to. Brady doesn't.
Hold on.
And then hold on. Let me finish. And then
Brady is 40. This guy's 20.
Yes, that's what we're saying is it still works. It still works.
It still works.
But like even on his way out, Peyton Manning was definitely under center. You understand? You got to realize that if you in football, you can't really legitimately run, especially if you don't have a quarterback that is mobile, legitimately run play action too tough unless the quarterback back is going to a linebacker.
There you go.
Can't do it.
There you go.
Will just justified his argument by naming 2 Hall of Famers. I just wanted you to know that. Okay.
Well, I mean, your argument was a cat that's been in the league 3-4 years. There are a lot of cats that still go under center, John.
But Patrick Mahomes does go under center. You see it a lot. Just watch.
Yeah. I mean, the game has evolved from the shotgun being a gadget play to its standard now.
Right.
Listen,
because analytics says it gives you an extra second to 2 seconds to develop and throw the ball.
The game has evolved.
That's just analytics, though.
Will we ever see a running back?
Like Charles Barkley says, but listen, what does Charles Barkley always tell you? Analytics is cute until it comes down to the playoffs or the championship. It's this.
I definitely agree. I definitely agree with these stats.
And if you're a thin man, your analytics can't help you.
I agree with that. I definitely agree. The point I was trying to make was about some of the things, some of the nuances of the game. The game has just evolved. I don't think it's a bad thing or anything like that. When was the last time you saw a running back? Maybe first round. Running backs don't even get drafted in the first round anymore.
You get a couple here and there. Zeke Elliott, Najee Harris. Did Najee Harris go in the first round this year or second round?
Wait a minute. We're talking about one. We're talking about one running back in the first round now. The game has changed. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, everybody. When you say Zeke, yes, it's a couple of Zekes. Leonard Fournette. Those are the type of guys that if they came out this year, they would be maybe low first round pick, something like that. You got guys. So the game has changed.
But Leonard Fournette
Emmitt Smith is going to be the.
So just go last year though. Clyde Edwards-Helaire was in the first round.
Who? My point exactly. My point exactly.
Kansas City started running back. LSU.
He got you again.
National champion. Now he ain't getting it because he went to the Super Bowl, didn't he?
Does he even start on this team?
Yeah, he started as a rookie. Hey, do you want football, man? Like, what the hell?
Clyde Edwards-Helaire, you got a running back. If you got him, why do you sign? What's Buddy's name? From the Steelers and the Jets,
Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah, why do you sign him? Because the game is changed.
Hold on, he can catch the ball out the back.
He needs a blow.
Exactly. Hold on,
that's called insurance.
Hold on,
he needs to blow at some point. You can't play the whole game.
Knock it off. Knock it off. Hold on, I agree with Javen.
Knock it up. What do you mean? Knock it off.
Javen is saying Bell can catch the ball out of the backfield. The game has changed to that. You need hey, let me tell you this. When what's his name?
Do that too.
When Adrian Peterson gets his money,
LSU man.
When Adrian Peterson gets his money right, he's going to leave the game. The only reason he's still sticking around, the game, you don't need a running back that can't catch out of the backfield anymore. The game has evolved. Or
I disagree with that. You say the game has evolved. There has been definitely a influx in receivers and passing yards, this and that. But you tell me, when was the there's still been 2,000-yard rushers.
Thank you.
Rushing
I was about
has
to
not
say, 'cause Travis Henry, ain't nobody
That has
stopping him.
not stopped. So you, especially now, and you say the game has evolved. The game has evolved in all aspects. You go to the rushing game, you have to have two backs. You have to. You give me a successful team that does not have two backs. It's not because one can't do this to the other. Maybe one may be better, but like Terrence said, everybody needs a blow because we playing now at rapid pace speed.
Yes.
I
agree with that. I agree with that to an extent.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. And I'm gonna tell you why. If you got running backs that you saying need to have breathers and blows and everything like that, they're getting beat up and blah 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 blah. What about the linebackers that's hitting them?
What about
They don't come off the field. They don't come off the field.
They delivering hits. They're delivering hits. What the fuck they need to come off the field?
Listen.
No, but they do come off the field. That's why you have reserves.
No, linebackers don't. Look, how many linebackers do you know that come off the field on a constant basis?
They don't come off the field that often.
Watch a penny football game.
No, you watch any football.
And then watch 54 go out for 57.
You watch any football and you see who comes.
Dude,
you tell me who lead the game more. You tell me the game who leads the more gains more. Well, linebackers are running backs.
We won't even.
They are delivering punishment.
More yardage
What
backs.
the fuck are they
Down backs.
Terrence. Human
What?
collision.
What?
Human collision is human collision.
Hey, Will.
Human collision is human collision.
They are delivering punishment.
Human and good running backs deliver. And good running backs deliver punishment.
Hey, Will.
They are getting their asses wrapped up.
Hey, Will.
Every play, and they're running.
What?
They're running their hardest.
You don't think you?
Why?
Hold on. Let's listen to what Terrence is saying. Let me go there first.
No, I know where you're going. It's a little different when you're a running back. You're small. You're probably shorter than everybody else. All these linebackers that are 6 feet and more, 200 something pounds. You're a running back. You might be a little light than 200.
These running backs are now.
Usually they're like 5'9", maybe a little shorter than 200. I know so.
Okay. If you feel that there's running backs in the league that's 5'9",
I mean,
well,
Derrick
Clyde Edwards-Helaire is one of them.
Well,
Will is one of them.
Will has a
point. Is a freak of nature.
The average running back now is about 6 feet. But what you're not equating is one is running downhill while the other is running uphill. It's like a dude running to a brick wall. Who's gonna be hurt, the dude or the brick wall? Which one?
Why? Let me ask you a question. 24 lead. Who's running to the brick wall?
Woo!
The running back.
Why?
The running back is always ready to the brick wall.
Okay, so if the running back is getting the ball at the hole, hitting the hole, and the linebacker is getting the ball, hitting the hole, reading and getting the hole,
running downhill, delivering punishment. I'm giving my running back a blow because he just got his ass whacked up.
You know what? I agree with
that. Though, on top of that, we're just talking about once he gets to the second level, till he gets to the linebackers, he got to get through the goddamn tackles. Tackles are 6'7", 300 pounds. That shit hurt.
Oh boy. Okay.
I bounced off him to get forward on a straight dive, and now I see the middle linebacker who's coming dead down at me after getting hit. Yeah, I need a blow.
Why do you think it's so important when they say, "Oh, this running back has first tackle breaking ability"? First hit breaking ability. That's very important.
That's the same
No.
As this linebacker. Hold on.
The initial collision.
You asked me a question. Isn't that the same thing as a linebacker that scraped that can't get blocked?
Not if you're coming through. You said a 24 lead, which means 9 times out of 10, the line has blocked down and the linebacker is coming to the hole one-on-one with the running back.
One-on-one.
No. Yes. No.
I'm sorry. Because you didn't say
that would be
fullback.
24.
I'm sorry,
That
you
would
didn't
be
say
24.
fullback.
You're right.
That would be 24 blasts.
Right,
Okay.
blast. You said lead, which
Right.
was a
You said
fullback.
He's going to have somebody in front of him.
Fullback, or he got a tight
Or
end
he's
lead
going to
his
have a
ball.
tight end, or
You
he's
said
going to
right.
have, or he's going to have shift. So
Right.
listen,
A fullback
what
or
I'm
an
telling
H-back
you
is
is,
involved. So
It's 2021. It's only 2 fullbacks in the league. What are we talking about?
well, but what's been replaced, but what has replaced the fullback is blocking schemes because we have tight ends that come down in those holes now that move, and then we have pulling guards that's coming into there and making the situation different.
But
So,
Will,
but again, you're talking about scheme.
but I'm talking about
Hold on,
I'm talking about the
You're
game.
talking
You
about,
guys,
you're talking about scheme.
hold on. No,
Okay, look at San Francisco. Look at the 49ers, who have a sophisticated blocking scheme and have 3 different running backs who can go off for 100 yards or more, any one of them.
Right.
Yes.
That's
Right.
more linked towards the scheme as opposed to somebody like Baltimore who basically lines up and says, beat me. And then once you beat me, they got number 8 in the back that's like, you ain't going to beat me. Those are 2 totally different running schemes, running games. You know why Ty Gurley stopped being successful?
Where are we going with this?
On the play action and start coming.
Hold on. You're changing this into something that the initial conversation was not in regards to. My conversation to you was the statement prior was about.
You said linebackers don't get subs, and that's wrong.
Said linebacker. I said you don't see linebackers come off the field as much as you see running backs come off the field.
And we didn't disagree with that. You said
linebackers
I disagreed with it.
Huh? No, Terrence, stop. Terrence,
well, let me say this. If you can,
shouldn't.
JB mentioned it. Javen mentioned it. Terrence mentioned it. It goes back to, I guess, with my point. It may have been a little convoluted, but it kind of comes down to this: the game has evolved. You still will see some 2,000-yard rushers, very few. But the truth of the matter is, you do need somebody to get subbed in and subbed out. You do need a couple of backs. That was my point in totality. The game has evolved. There's going to be no more Emmitt Smiths. There's going to be no more Walter Paytons. Truthfully, there's going to be no more Adrian Peterson, where you have a Bell or Jerome Bettis, where you have a bell cow back that's going to take 80% of the snaps, and then somebody else comes in. That's literally
Henry.
Derrick Henry does that right now. That's for the last 2 seasons.
Henry.
That is a freak of nature, though. That's a freak of nature.
I'm okay. I'm okay with that.
Done by committee.
Yes, it is running back by committee because the game has changed. I agree that you do have some anomalies, but these guys that's the exception to the rule. That's not the rule anymore.
So let me. I'm going to throw this name out there. It's not going to really.
Hey, you have to next. We won't even remember this guy.
Hold on. Throwing Zeke aside, right? Because a lot of his game was predicated.
Because he's done.
Line play.
That's why.
Let me finish. But one running back that I say is still a 12, 13, 14-yard plus running back who does have split time, but he takes 70% is Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb is a workhorse. Even though they got Kareem Hunt as his backup, if you look, Nick Chubb is still getting 17, 18, 20, 22 carries a game. Because they're running the ball.
And a lot of touchdowns. When they get close, they give it this Nick Chubb time. I definitely agree with that.
But let's not say like it doesn't exist. And the Browns were in the playoffs last year.
For the first time since I was born.
And they won a game.
Okay. I mean, so you're kind of making my point when you get these anomalies.
No, I'm not kind of making your point. I'm just kind of saying if you dedicate yourself to the running game, as certain teams have, it's still successful football.
But you mentioned Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt on the same team. That's the evolution of the game. That would have never been the case. You wouldn't have 2 legitimate starters. You'd have Nick Chubb and somebody who's relegated. Kareem Hunt could go to a team and start.
Hold up.
He was on the team that was starting, and Nick Chubb was still doing the same thing.
You got to keep in mind, Kareem Hunt is on that team because the Browns took a chance on Kareem Hunt.
And he got in trouble.
Bullshit as you can say no if you want. Kareem Hunt didn't have a job. And he was sitting on the best running backs in the league. The Browns said, fuck it, I'll give you the league minimum come on in because I know if you shut up and don't do nothing, but what you're supposed to do on the field, you're an asset. So let's not do that. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with that.
Running back in the league, but they came up.
Hold on, I have another one.
I agree.
Dalvin
I was shaking my head at his situation that got him put there. That was nonsense from the beginning.
Saquon Barkley. Come on now. It's a couple dudes out there, man. There's a couple of them guys that still running around.
But we said that, there's always an exception to the rule.
Hold on. That's my point.
Right, you said exception. We named like 6. Come on.
My point is the evolution of the game allows room for more than one starting running back because the game has evolved.
Give me some Irv. Give me a running back. Give me a starting. Give me how many starting running backs you can throw out that is like Le'Veon Bell. That can be a running back and catch the ball out the backfield starting in the league. I can almost guarantee you.
Are you talking
more of the opposite running backs of what you're speaking of that start in the league?
Well, wait a minute. Hold on.
Are you talking about Le'Veon Bell? Are you talking about Le'Veon Bell? The real Le'Veon Bell, the Le'Veon Bell we're seeing right now?
No, the real Le'Veon Bell.
I know what Javen is asking. I agree with you. Hold on. I agree with you, Javen. I don't think a lot of backs can do. I can think of one off the top of my head, Christian McCaffrey, and he might not be able to run purely as well as Le'Veon Bell. But here's the thing. The game has evolved. That's why you need different types of backs for different situations. You're going to bring guys in, and what is it? Running back from Alabama. They had him in the receivers line last week.
That's what we were talking about, Najee Harris.
Yeah, because you know what?
They did that with what's his name? Etienne from
Etienne, yes, at Clemson. Yes, that's what it was.
Jacksonville.
You know what? Because that's the way the game is evolving now. They got to let's see if we can get a little bit of more bang for our buck, so you can be a third down back. So you got to take third down and long. If you're not running, you got to take Adrian Peterson out the game.
But Irv,
even in his prime, you had to take him out.
But let me ask you this again. I agree, but again, that particular style had to fit a scheme because I can combat that with going to our Chicago Bears. When Matt Forte had 100 receptions and like 1,300 yards rushing.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So let's not make it seem like one guy can't do it all.
They don't do it
anymore.
They don't do it anymore.
You preserve
one guy can do it.
One guy
can. Somebody can come in and spell him a little bit.
Oh, no question. No, I guess that's still my point. I'm just doing a poor job of getting it across. The evolution of the game allows you to have running back by committee.
But that's the equivalent to load management in basketball. I got to take some time off.
No, hell no. No.
To get them hit as much.
These guys are in uniform and they're willing to get in and play. Load management, but hey, I played Monday. I can't play Thursday.
You know what I'm saying? To preserve the guy. Hey,
I got you.
Let's not get my man hit 30 times. Let's get him hit 15.
You know what? It makes sense. So this guy can. So this
in
guy
a sense, that's like load management.
Yes, and it is.
And that's what I'm saying. So to piggyback off what Jay said,
load management.
To piggyback off what Javen said, we just talked about a couple of running backs that are bell cows today in the NFL.
But they're bell cows with an asterisk by them because there's other people there that's going to help with the load.
LeBron won a championship in the bubble with an asterisk. Did he win? Yes or no?
He won.
It still happened. You can put the little asterisk up if you want.
But hold on. The asterisk
Anthony Davis.
The asterisk at this point is going back to what we're saying because the game has evolved to require this. That's what the asterisk is in this point.
I keep hearing the evolution word, but with no substance behind the statement.
It has evolved. It's totally evolved.
We know it's evolved, but here's my thing. If football evolved to the point where we're playing like NFL blitz, I have no argument for you. But you still have to run the ball. You still have to have a running back. You still have to have certain nuances of the original game in order to succeed. Evolution is only in a cop out to the point to say why the quarterback got to throw 50 times.
This is true because back in the day, running backs, you had the Walter Paytons, you had the Emmitt Smiths, you had the all the power
Marshall Faulk,
the Marshall Faulks and things. Well, Marshall Faulk could be one of those because he could do it all because he could do it all. But what we're saying is you don't have that straight ahead. You've got now these guys are more stretch running backs. They're not power backs. You understand? Even if they are the bell cows, they're doing it in a different style, which comes along with the evolution of the game.
And wait a minute, Zeke was a force his first couple years.
Yeah, but
the league in rushing his first 2 years.
You know, that goes back to my famous Ice Cube saying we got the little hooker on tape. That's how that works.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
But I'm surprised
because let me break it down for Terrence. Wait,
Will, before you break it down, let me ask you this. Because I'm surprised that two football guys are not looking at the purity of the running back position. Like y'all kind of surprising me right now.
I love you looking at two football guys who are now coaches. They're not talking to you like football players. They're talking to you like coaches. They're telling you
Will, can you read this? I'm about to mute y'all. Will, break that down for me, please, because I didn't understand.
What I say, they got the little hooker on tape. I tell that to John all the time because in football, defensive coordinators just sit up and watch what these people do over the years. So in 2 years, they're like, oh yeah, this guy was great. But we found out what makes him great and how we can stop it now because we watched got enough film on him. Got enough film on him.
And these guys are bigger, stronger, and faster now.
Yeah, that's wait a minute. But see, the difference is, hold on, John. It is everybody, but the thing is people can do. They find out like, hey, this is my weakness. I've got to add something else to my game, and that's the biggest thing in quarterbacking right now. You understand? Is if we get what?
No, he got to point there. He got to point there.
It's the biggest thing in quarterback right now. You can be the hottest thing for a good year. But if you can't do it the next year because we find out how to take away that hot item from you,
give me an example. Give me a recent example. I'll give you a 3-year window. Give me a recent
example. Tariq Cohen. He's not a quarterback, but
that's not a quarterback. But
he does, and they stopped that shit, so he can't do it no more.
Hell,
that's bad play calling. Wide receiver screen, running back screen. That's the dumbest shit when it's 3rd and 10.
Not really, John. Football is one of the only sports that I've paid attention to that really will focus in on stopping you, whoever the fuck you are, straight off film. They have days of watching tons and tons of film to game just for this situation to that situation to this situation. Those things keep coming.
You can't play JB. You can't play the devil advocate and everything. Don't bring up basketball. We know they watch film in basketball.
I saw that coming.
Everything.
I saw that coming.
Hey, if you want to know the truth, they watch film. They watch a lot of film and go.
Hold on.
They watch film and go.
I just wanted to say,
man,
MVP Giannis looked real small in the playoffs when they decided to build a wall and stop him.
But that's
continue. I'm sorry. That's all I wanted to say.
Right.
Continue, please. That's all I wanted to say.
Man, sheesh, you're gonna be the advocate, the devil advocate every time about it.
No, I'm just gonna get it real. I'm just gonna tell you what it is because here's the thing. You can name on, let's say, I'll give you 5. Let's say 5.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned quarterbacks, the evolution of quarterbacks, and I'm just giving you a 3-year sample. But of the last 3 years, I bet you 4 out of 5 names, all of us can pick 5 quarterbacks. I bet you we pick 4 of the same people. I bet you.
Well, I pick them for what though? I'm not.
Because you said the evolution, but I'm saying the 4 quarterbacks with the anomaly being Tom Brady, of course. The quarterback needs to have what? Escapability, the ability to run and get the first down, accuracy, and a strong arm. And those 4 quarterbacks take away Brady. Those quarterbacks that you're going to name are Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, and to a lesser degree, Deshaun Watson.
Yes.
Tell me I'm wrong.
I agree.
Will Lamar
Wait a
Jackson
minute. Hold on.
and Kyler Murray coming up close behind that?
I'm really trying to digest that one because
I just said, tell me I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
I don't want to tell you you're wrong.
I'm not above
I
you,
want to tell you.
I agree totally.
Ability and accuracy.
Jay, do you agree?
Totally.
No, I think it comes
you
down
agree?
to this. I think it comes down to this. Like as far as quarterbacking is you've got to be able to do what you've got to be able to make everything around you to be able to use every weapon around you. If you can't use every weapon around you and be able to pick and choose and know when to use these weapons, you can't be an effective quarterback.
Are the 5 people I named 4 we agree on because one doesn't count? Do they not do everything you just said?
No, they do. They do.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is no. What I'm saying is it's like this. I totally agree with what you're saying about the aspects. Okay. But I think what takes the cake in that aspect is you got to be able to know when to use those. That's the issue because all of them can probably every quarterback in the league that's there now can probably do those things to a certain extent. You understand, which got them into the position, but in able to be an elite or a totally effective quarterback in the league, you have to be able to know when to use those skills and when to utilize them and when not to.
But that's
isn't that been for what anything has been for the rest for all of life?
Say it again. Say it again.
Right?
Say it one time.
But if I don't so improve, who gives a shit?
Wait. I didn't hear you. Say it again.
I'm saying, hasn't that been the case in life for ever? You know what I'm saying? Everyone is talented.
That's kind of expected.
There's not a non-talented NBA player. But guess what? Most of them can't do what this dude do.
But that's when the
ultimate when the hold.
This is where I'm going with it. This is where I'm going with it. Is that the NFL right now are lacking those people that can actually do it and do it constantly. That's where I'm going with it because
I have to disagree because they're popping up more than ever.
They're popping up more than ever because the field because the position is watered down right now.
But let me throw a couple more names to that list: Kyler Murray, Justin Herbert, Josh Allen. The name, see what I'm saying? It's a movement, man. It's coming.
It's a beginning. It's a beginning. Put some tenure behind those. You got to realize quarterbacks are the highest paid people on the roster because they're expected to be along the
what if I told you statistically Lamar Jackson is on par statistically with Russell Wilson, and I can prove it.
You're absolutely correct. I would say you are absolutely nail on the head. I was definitely about to go there with
statistically. And some people be like, man, Lamar can't throw. He ain't that blah, 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 blah. And stats say otherwise. He actually is right there. Like
all those
1A and 1C.
All those people that you named prior to Lamar, like I just told you, they are a beginning. Give me
but I just named like 8 people.
Give me 6 or 7 years out of those guys. Then we can say that it's there.
Okay. I'm glad you said that, Will. Let's say the beginning was Russell Wilson. Let's say Russell Wilson walked in and changed all NFL owners' mindsets and understandings of what the new evolution of quarterback is going to look like and be. If you go from Russell Wilson, what was that? What draft was that? 12, 13?
I don't know, John. You know those. Tell me. Come on, John.
He's going into his 9th season.
Right.
Yeah, I think it'll be 12.
Okay, so this falls into your bracket that you're talking about.
Right. I would put Russell. Russell's strong in that category. I have no doubts about that.
Very. But this is what I'm saying, as you're saying that, well, this is still like in an incubation stage for the most part. Russell Wilson, this will be his 9th year in the league. And for the most part, all GMs have been looking and grabbing a Russell Wilson. Whether it's
have
a
been
Russell
trying
Wilson,
to look,
a wide
have been
Russell Wilson,
trying,
they
have
all
been,
grabbed a Russell Wilson. He
have
just said
been,
Josh Allen, Kyler Murray, Hurts over there in Philly, Herbert,
have been.
all these people
They're
are in
trying.
the
Okay,
mold.
okay, listen.
But that's a
To
lot
me.
of people,
Listen
Will.
to
That's
me.
a lot of teams.
Yes, I understand that.
Damn near half if you really count.
What did I say? What did I say? Give them how many? Give me
Will clap.
Give me 6 years of that. You just told me Russell's been doing it for 9. Those guys that you name they're about at 3 now. If that,
yeah, but he also said started Russell Wilson.
And I said, and listen. And I said that group of people that you mentioned are at an incubation to be Russell.
So where does Aaron Rodgers come into play?
Huh?
Where does an Aaron Rodgers come into play?
He's not incubating.
Well, that's because Aaron Rodgers has been in more than Russell.
That's my point.
Because you got Aaron Rodgers and you got
Javen said start at Russell Wilson. He was giving you a break.
How many teams do you have in the league?
30.
Huh?
30. Is it 30?
How many out of those 30, you just named 2 quarterbacks that you can say have been there? What about the other 28?
Seeing as those teams right now have new quarterbacks that are in the same,
because what have I been saying? What did I say?
That are in the same mold.
What did I say? Those young guys are in their incubation stage. Did I not say that?
This conversation is boring me.
Terrence, because you just want to talk about the Bears. We can't talk about the Bears.
I want to fill my damn cup.
Well, go fill your cup.
You got to start bringing it with you, brother.
Hey, but before I do that, let's talk about these Arlington Heights Bears.
Who are those? That's a new high school.
That is a rumor right now.
Is supposed to be moving to.
That is a rumor right now that the Bears talking about they want to move to Arlington.
Okay,
that spaceship can't fly no more, man. It's stuck.
Here's my question. When is that supposed to happen?
Never.
I
mean, from what I understand, the matter is that it probably wouldn't even happen to 2030.
Hey, Will, they got to make room next to the racetrack.
Right. So, I mean, why is that even a discussion?
It's not.
Thank you. So that's not even a discussion. And then my question is, how many what you don't think the Bear fans gonna go to Arlington Heights?
Of course they will.
So what's the
problem? I ain't going all the way to Arlington Heights.
You get on the 20 bus and go, just like I will. I ain't driving.
Fuck that. I'm not
driving. I'll ride, but I'm not driving.
Hey, man,
Will, if you drive, I'll go.
Will ain't going. He ain't a Bears fan.
Will ain't even no Bears fan. He ain't going nowhere.
Will gonna say, I got it on TV if you want to come over and barbecue.
Hey, come on. Right. The same way.
Hey, Will, I'd rather go to your house anyway.
You be charged for that hour drive out there, but then forget about that hour drive you gotta take back.
That's the problem. It's not the problem. The problem ain't going, it's coming back.
Hey, Jamie, tell him. We don't drink your duels.
We don't drink your duels.
We don't drink your duels.
Finish that boring ass argument y'all was having. Hey, let's get to these shout outs and let's get off of here.
You think talking about the Bears moving to Arlington Heights is more thrilling?
Yes, it's more thrilling.
We were asking about actual sports facts. You're talking about something that might happen.
Y'all talking about the most boring shit that we've already talked about. So yeah, it's like being a dead horse.
We've never talked about this.
You heard what T Nick said. He wants to fill his cup.
We talked about it earlier, and now I want to go fill my cup. So I want to get to shout outs, and then we get the hell out of here. Is that
Can I
okay?
ask you something real quick though, Terrence?
Yeah.
Because I see a lot of Chicago demos in the back. You know what I'm saying? I see you a Bulls fan. What's your take on the baseball side?
Oh,
I don't really too much watch baseball, but I do like your mean Mercedes right now. That dude is on a tear. Man, I mean, I hate that Eloy got hurt. I think that hurt their season.
He'll be back.
He'll be back, but I think that hurt them for now.
He'll come back right in time.
So do you keep up more so with the Sox than the Cubs?
Southside. I'm a Southside dude, so yeah, definitely with the Sox more than the Cubs. I couldn't tell you shit about the Cubs right now.
Man,
but yeah,
good.
It happens. It's okay.
But we have another show called Point. Kristen, she knows all about the fucking Cubs, all about the Cubs. And Emilio, he knows a lot about the Sox, way more than. And he did a review of the Germinator. You know that burger that Mercedes. It's pretty good, man. The review. I've never had the burger.
I was gonna say, hey, which one?
Hey,
I've never had it.
I'm gonna tell you this. Not to knock Kirsten at all. Love her. That's Ernie Banks right there. That's Mr. Cub right there.
Okay.
What, Jay?
That's Mr. Cub right there.
Yeah, that's why he was talking. That's why he was like, it's okay if you don't know the game.
Hey, Jay, I like what Chris Bryant's doing. I've been paying attention.
Hey, you see it. You see it, and they said he was washed.
Hey, look, I'm just waiting for Jake Arrieta to come back off the snide.
Hey, we good over here. But I do like what the Sox are doing. I really do.
But you've never been a hater on the South side. No,
because I'm Chicago to the end. Chicago over everything. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But my preference will always be the Cubs. And I'm a South Sider. Imagine that. All Grandma had was Channel 9 growing up. Y'all got to work with it.
That's what it was. That's what it was.
Hey, Will, what did the Sox used to come on? Spectre Vision or something like that?
Spectrum. They did come on Spectrum. Spectrum.
I used to watch it with my mom's, man. She loved Harold Baines, man. Carlton Fisk, Rudy Poop Lock. Hey, we used to watch that on Spectre Vision, man.
Rudy Law, Julio Cruz. I was really in the baseball back then.
Hitting home runs on top of the roof of Comiskey.
Man, come on now.
Ron Kittle.
We had Ron Kittle on the
you know what? You know what? I didn't realize, and I was just reminded of this. I forgot that Ken Griffey Jr. was a Sox at one point.
He ended his career with the Sox.
I forgot about that.
He went to the Mariners to retire or whatever, but he ended he stopped playing real ball with the Sox. DH.
Yeah. Julio. Hell, Ozzie Guillen was a White Sox.
Oh yeah, Ozzie was. I used to love Ozzie.
Ozzie was cold,
man. Ozzie, the Wizard. They used to call him the Wizard. You know, but then because he was right around the era with Ozzie Smith.
Ozzie Smith, right?
You know, but yeah, man, I used to love seeing Ozzie out there at shortstop.
Man,
I like seeing him more as a shortstop than I did a manager. I'm gonna tell you that much.
Well, both of them had a lot to say, and we couldn't understand near one of what he was saying.
Well, he won
the player
World Series. So how can you hate?
That's what I was gonna say. One won the chip, and the other one did. I'm gonna go with the one that won the chip.
He won the World Series, dog. How can you hate?
The other one was close. The other one was close.
Yeah, I enjoyed the player more than I did the coach.
Oh,
okay.
Personal preference, it's allowed.
True. Let's get to these shout-outs.
I think the reason I did because we didn't hear him much as a player. We just saw him what he did. But
because his interviews had to be interpreted.
Right. As a manager, you heard that dude. I was like, oh God,
All right, J.I., you start the shout-outs.
Man, I want to give a shout out to our guest, Shawn Morgan. He brought it today. I was really feeling him. You know what? Morgan Park's finest. That's what's up. I want to shout out everybody that was checking it out. Bronzeville Wings. I want to shout them out. They checked in and shot me a couple text messages saying they were listening to the podcast. So I want to shout out my girl Nicole Jackson at Bronzeville Wings.
All right, Nicole Jackson, I'm coming to get some of them motherfucking wings too.
Yeah, we need to Nicole.
Parmesan.
No, I need some hot stuff, Jay. I need some.
Put them all on my plate, shit.
I need some
all of them.
Some heat.
I need some heat.
Need that hot stuff.
Will, what you got?
Traditional buffalo.
Shout out once again, yeah, like you said, to Shawn Morgan. It was good to see Shawn. I know Shawn been taking his hiatus and stepped away from the game. It was good to see him, and it just brought back the nostalgia when he was on stage. Shout out to you, man, because you took a big step. T Nick. I was shocked. I was shocked. I was
shocked too.
I was like, you was
Hey, you talking about he was shocked too.
I was shocked to the world.
Yeah, man. Shout out to you, and shout out to your fiance, and blessings on your soon to be union. I don't know what timetable y'all put on and everything like that, but I'm gonna tell you, don't rush it, brother. Don't rush it. You know what I'm saying? And
don't even worry about it.
And listen. J.I. gave you some advice earlier about just showing up. Showing up with your fade on or whatever, however you're gonna do. Don't do that, brother.
I'll get my ass in trouble. I will get my
No. I'm saying, listen, man. Have some input. This is my advice to you. You gotta have some kind of input in your wedding, because if you don't have, that's the start of it all. Because what they're gonna believe is when I come and I don't, and since you didn't have input on this, you're not gonna have a lot of input on things that I need you to have input. And I'm gonna make the decision. Put your foot down.
Did you see that episode of Martin when Martin was all up in it?
And I must remind you, my wife is in the bed. She's not watching, but your fiance is probably up watching this podcast.
Oh, she's watching because she's just
be careful what you say.
Hey, Will.
She's watching.
Hey, Will. Hey, Will, I'm trying to be real sensitive. Hey, Will, can you hear me? I'm whispering. Ask him if we're invited.
Right. No. I'm not going to do that because me and John know. John and I, we know. Oh, my goodness. That's one of the hardest things about is wedding invitations. Oh, you're going to lose friends, buddy. I want you to know you are going to lose friends because somebody's not going to be invited. And 10 years later,
we're doing color commentary. We got to be invited.
Well, hey, look here, bro. If I'm not invited, I understand.
That's where I put my foot down. Y'all invited.
Okay.
I got to put my foot down right there.
All right. Well, I'm just saying. All right, you saying that now, but when
the colors are blue and orange.
Hey, I'm saying you're saying
except
that now.
Except for you, Will. You don't have to wear blue and orange. You ain't no Bears fan.
I'm gonna wear my shirt, my Bears shirt. But
you can just wear a regular white shirt.
Hey, listen. You saying that we invited now. But when you got to trim that list because then people getting high, you got to pay for all them plates.
Oh no,
Nick.
Said we're invited. Nick. Thank you, Miss Lissette.
Damn it.
All right. I'm not mad at you. When you gotta start trimming that 65 per person down, you can be like, oh wait.
Hey, Will, stop talking. She said we good.
Right. Don't fuck it up. Shut it up.
It's open bar, bro.
Okay.
Hey, let's do it.
Jay, I'm sitting with you.
Big Play B, it's on you, Playboy.
So, real quick, as always, shout out to Miss Sandra. Always, mom's always watching. And I want to send a special shout out today because my father is watching, and today is his birthday.
Happy birthday!
Hey,
Mr. Sidney Holmes, happy birthday, pops. Love you. Thank you for staying up. I know it's a little late. You got to get up and go make the donuts in the morning, but thanks for staying up and watching your son. This is what I love, and I love you too, pops. Thank you. Shout out to Shawn. Hey, shout out to this group right here. I like the vibe. We have some really good conversation right now. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. Also, shout out to our fans. We had a lot of people chiming in, a lot of people texting each other, trying to see what was going on. Shout out to the super producer behind the stage.
I was about to say.
No, we gonna reiterate it. Hey, shout out to my brother Javen.
Shout out to Javen.
My brother.
My dude.
I'm more so than anybody knows. My left and my right. You know what I'm saying? Much love. That's all I got.
Our guest, Javen. That's all you,
man. Shout out to y'all, man, for the invite. You know what I'm saying? I got my own pod, but you know what I'm saying? It's in a different type of platform. You know what I'm saying? So this was an experience. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate the invite. I know you cast outside of all this, especially when we talk about sports, and we can do this for somebody would have to pull us away from each other. You know what I'm saying? Then somebody go get some beer, and the conversation is not going to stop. You know what I'm saying? So it just felt like at home, and I appreciate that, y'all. Y'all got some good stuff.
So plug that podcast real quick.
Oh yeah, part of the ALOT podcast, ALOT, all platforms, especially Spotify.
Hey, is it on Spotify?
Spotify?
Oh, he didn't say Spotify. He said Spotify.
Oh, new episodes every week. You know what I'm saying? Just speaking on the past week of what happened in Chicago for the most part. That we do get into some national news that, you know what I'm saying, affects Chicago, but it's mostly about the week that transpired in Chicago. Pretty good.
Hey, brother, as you know, I tune in. One of the best current event shows I've ever had the pleasure of being on and listening to.
Oh, yeah, he's been on there. Definitely. So y'all tune into that, you know what I'm saying? ALOT, a lot podcast.
Shout out to people that's with you, Jay.
Yeah, shout out Steve and Ahmad, you know what I'm saying? Steve, who I call Keenan Ivory Wayans, and Ahmad, the stoic monk. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, love. Thank you.
All right. Well, I guess I'm going to bring up the tail end. The first shout out I make is to my fiance, my now fiance, Lisette. Hey, baby. Love you. I said baby. I never say baby.
You better keep it up.
Next shout out though, Shawn Morgan. It was great to have him on. He looked good. You know, I wish him well on his ramp up, you know, back on the stage. But I wish Baldhead would have stayed. That was gonna be a lot of fun. Maybe next time we can get him on the pod and, you know, he could start, because I think maybe that was a problem that he was waiting too long or whatever. But anyway, shout out to you, Baldhead, for at least trying. You know, maybe we'll catch you next time. Shout out SP, the super producer. Definitely. JB, that was a good catch right there, because Will and Jay, I forgot. Miss Sandra always got to shout you out. I wish my mama watched my podcast. My mama don't watch my podcast. My mama be like, boy, you finished yet?
Right.
Hey. My mom knows Javen and told him to stop cussing.
Come on. Why all the time with this, though, man? I didn't know you was going to be on here, man.
Oh, she don't miss a show.
I think.
Oh, she said we're still watching.
I think my pops does watch sometimes. He might be watching now. I'm not sure, but anyway, shout out Pops. Always come do the podcast at his crib. You know, so shout out Pops. The connection is real shitty right now, though. But I mean, I'm not complaining because I'm not in my crib. So.
Although it's working.
Yeah, it's working. It's working, but it's real faint like. Next show. The next podcast actually is tomorrow. Wait, so I concluded the shout outs, but I didn't really say it. So I'm done with the shout outs. And the next show tomorrow is with Tone Capone and Rick Hardy.
Oh,
that's radio.
Is that the Coke Top 99?
Yeah, that's a name I ain't heard in a minute.
Radio legends. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I don't think my All-Star team is gonna make it tomorrow. So I have a couple guest hosts. Shout out to the Shits podcast. They're gonna come in tomorrow. That's Monsoon and Bubba. They're gonna come in tomorrow and guest host along with Sir Walker from Tilly's. He guest hosted.
Okay.
Yeah, he guest hosted with Leon Rogers.
Right.
So yeah, that should be a lot of fun tomorrow. Hey. Then next two.
Why you right there? Plug their the bar crawl.
Oh yeah.
Will, are you going?
I told you I'm going. I'll go up to the to Tilly's, but I'm not going to do the bus.
What time? Because I might be able to do the same.
I think he said. What time did you say?
Well, we are the crawl starts at 7 p.m.
Oh, 7.
Right.
7 p.m. That's when the board leaves. I mean, that's when the bus leaves.
Really? The bus leaves at 7?
It leaves at 7. So I'm thinking people might get there like around 6.
Yeah, about 6.
Now, I know a lot of people might be skeptical because it's still kind of COVID.
It's kind of it still is.
Right.
It's still COVID, but we are following COVID protocols, so we're not filling the bus to capacity. Everybody is masking up. I'm not sure how that's going to work on a party bus, but we will.
Past the stripper pole.
Especially party bus when yeah, man, what you talking about? Stripper pole.
Listen, watch it, man. Yeah, I'm not too sure how that's gonna work on the party bus, but I will be messed up and trying to stay away from motherfuckers as much as I can.
Until the drinks get in that system, baby.
Right, yeah, you're right. What drinks go? Yeah, nigga, what time? Nigga. You know,
I'm gonna have little JB with me. I'm gonna try to swing by and at least, take a picture, show my gratitude and everything.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
I'm gonna have little JB with me.
Give the date.
Okay. So it starts and ends at Tilly's Pit and Pub, 1455 Ring Road, Calumet City, Friday, May 28th.
Mm-hmm.
Friday, May 28th. Get there around 6. Bus will leave at 7. Free shots at Dinner and a Movie, which is one of the bars that we're going to. Free shots. And Tilly's, we got a reserve section. I'm sure he probably has some discounts and stuff he's gonna throw at us. It's gonna be a good time, man. It's gonna be a real good time. Friday, May 28th. Bar crawl. All right. Tomorrow, the doubleheader, Tone Capone, Rick Party. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Make sure you're there.
Gotcha. And who did you say next? You started the pub next Tuesday. Who we got next Tuesday?
Next Tuesday. Who is next Tuesday? Next Tuesday, what date is that? May 25th, right?
25th.
CJ Watson.
See, I threw you the alley. You caught it.
Point guard, former point guard for the Bulls.
Can't wait.
Yeah, that's that man. I can't wait. That's gonna be fun. That should be a lot of fun.
CJ Watson, Tennessee.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, so I guess that wraps it up. And for our guest, Javen Palooza. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you for coming on the pod. J.I., Human Wikipedia, who knows everything and nothing at the same time. Big Will, who's really not from Chicago, but we're going to just pretend like he is. My man, JB, who knows every single stat from every team since the 90s. IMT Nick, point guard, quarterback, coolest dude in the room when I'm the only one in the room. We out.